just standing thick with a big tree, just like this right here. You see how the ponderosa will come back after it is logged, and it's been about 10 years since this was thinned out through here, and she's growing right back just like never been nothing touched. And out here in the road, there she goes.
No, he says in one, two, one. Yeah.
3 of them going down through there.
Yeah.
Them ponderosas there was just little short, not over a foot long, whenever we started hunting this. We've got one standing right here in the brush. That's last year's fawns.
The one right next to the rod too. Wasn't it?
Yeah, right here's another one.
Right in there. Let's see the pig. Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn around. Yeah, it's coming back. Coming back. Coming back now. That's getting together. It's all yours. Or I feel another farm.
Yeah. There's something wrong. We're not seeing no babies unless it isn't time for them to have them. It's a log across the road here. So as far as we're going to have to go, we're almost at the end of the road. We're at the sheep camp road. At the end of the road. The squirrel, they call it a squirrel tree. They put this band on. They got them all over the forest here. They put that band on there so the red squirrels can't climb a tree to find out, to give them an indication the bearings of the seed from the tree. The reason we call this sheep camp road, right out there, there's a big drop-off canyon. And I was there one time, and the dog put a grouse up, and I was looking for the tree, up in the tree for the bird, and heard some tin rattling under my feet, and so I got to looking, and it was an old camp. Been in here years and years ago. This used to be an area for range for sheep. And they running water, and they had their camp set up in there. You see the high peak way in the background yonder. Well, me and Arnold was here about 7 or 8 years ago. I asked him if he wanted to do some exploring. And he said, yeah. And so we took off right up through here, right up the hillside there. And another guy went around and picked us up. There's a road on the backside of that mountain. And so it took us about 3 hours to make that trip through there. It was dark when we got out on top. That's some of the prettiest country that you'll ever put your feet in. And we, from then on, why, I come from up there all the way through and out here. That is Leroy Peak. And on the back side of that mountain you see in there is where we were at yesterday, seeing all the deer. We've seen about 8 or 10 this morning, and maybe see more as we go back out. This small green stuff you see on the ground here is called nick-nick brush, and it has a little berry on it just like a apple, and that's what the birds feeds on. This is one of their clear-cut signs here, and as I go back down, I'll try to get some of the ribbons and paint strips that show This is a place where I got a deer, about 5 or 6 years ago. We'd left, and now that's the Leroy Peak in yonder. But anyway, me and another guy got out on top, and it was 3 degrees above zero. And I got out on top of the mountain yonder, and I come right across through there. It took me about 2 or 3 hours, and we had about a 30-mile northeaster, which put it well below zero. And this road was just pioneered in here, and so I got into the end of come into the road over there, and I walked there and here about 2 foot of snow. So I made it to right down here. That's the only sun that I had seen that day, and I was froze to death. I don't know what clothes I could get on. So I sat down in the sun, laid my gun across my lap, and I felt something nudge me at the arm. And I looked around, there stood a buck. He'd come up and smelled at me. And he was right down in there. And we were above that sawdust road. And so after I killed it, it took me about 2 hours. Well, it was almost dark when I got out of here with it, down over the hill. I didn't know where I was going to come out at, so I just headed downhill with it. So this old country in here is sure produced a lot of game for me, and birds too. Birds all along through here. There's a little red squirrel here. Anyway, right here's where me and Dorothy cut the motor off. Right here's where me and Dorothy takes off and goes, it's about a 2-mile hike down this long ledge that runs off into that other road that we come around on lower this morning. And we kill lots of grouse down through there, and we get down there one evening, and here come old Trix back with every hair turned the wrong way, looking backwards, and heard something snorting. Dorothy jumped on me just like if it was something right a hold of her, and I said, "Don't get excited." I said, "If it's a bear and comes on out here, why, we'll take care of it." So I read and got my slugs and put them in the gun, but it didn't show up. So we, 2 or 3 times a year, we'll take off from here and go all the way out the other road, which is about 2.5-hour hike. This is the area that I come down through whenever I run up with that deer over there and killed it. I got separated from the other guy, and I don't know where he come out at, but anyway, it's about 3 miles from here to the other road over yonder, right to the high country. That's the long ridge over there that me and Dorothy usually walks down. I do it by myself, and that's where I had to drag that deer. And the other road is right down in that area there somewhere. And this country here that you're looking at now is in the Forsaken Wilderness, and you'll see the mountains way in the background yonder. That's, you're looking into Canada, and the trail puts you all the way into that off of the lower end, and that's Chewek Valley that you're looking at way down. That's Dome Mountain in the background yonder, and their road gets up pretty close to it. And where the camp, where we're camped is way down in the valley yonder, and you gain about 3,000 feet in less than 8 miles. So you can see the reason why I've got a 4-wheel drive all the time. Been all over them old hills over there. Go out on top and come down through there, and you can see how we come in and slash this brush underneath brush, and it'll take about 10 years for it to rot out to where that you can be back like it once was, or longer. See the marked trees here. By maybe this time next year, there won't be none of these trees standing. And that's the reason why I'd like to get the picture of this to look at in the future. Curve here. It's called the rattlesnake curve. Somebody killed a rattlesnake and made it beside the road. You can see where the road takes off from down yonder, and how it's steep, but ground we've got to travel on up here. You'll see the road switching back on the other side over yonder. That's just the way this one does in order to get up to this altitude. And that's the Chewink River in the lower, in the valley yonder. And right down about there is where we're camped at. Show some beautiful scenery. So you can see where you'd go to if you went out of the road here. They haul logs out of here. Yeah. Got one deer right down here below us. Get out and throw a rock at her, Murray. That's all right. Yeah, how they go through that brush. Got the flowers here too. That's pretty. I got an indication here my battery is getting. We got two lovebirds sitting out here. You might wonder why my talking is on this thing all the time. The camera is just about the size of half the size of a cracker box, and somebody's got to operate it. Dorothy says she ain't going to operate it because she got to say something about her picture taken. And so this is the reason why that I'm not in the picture as much as I'd like to be. Maybe you get to see enough of my ugly face the way it is, but whenever we're where we can, I got you sitting on the tripod. Whenever we're traveling, I got to do all the picture taking. We were camped here the morning that Mount St. Helens glowed, and right at the time that it glowed, me and Arnold both tractor truck shot. We didn't hear it, but the other people around did. We could have heard it if we had the tractor truck up at the same time that it went off. We'd come over here fishing. It's a little bit cool here today. We got sunshine. It's a little bit cool today, but it's enjoyable because next month you can't make it here on account of the mosquitoes. They'll just eat you up. So I don't know what we'll have ahead, but in the next picture we're going to go into town and I get some pictures down that way. Bunch of kids on the river here in Ralph. Be on TV. Come Come on, Ralph. Say something there, old boy. Anything you want to talk about. We're.
Say what I said we was fishing. Yeah. Well, I was catching them fish and he was using that thing. I come out in the wrong words.
What are you
by
drinking?
then. Yeah.
What do you want to drink?
No, thank
Drink, beer?
you. No, thank you.
Better have something.
I'd want beer today. That's enough.
Sorry about that. We ain't got none of that.
There's some steaks and baked potatoes to get going on here.
What's my drink? Oh, you're fixing it up. Ah.
And we'll have them going here in a little bit.
Cheers! Cheers! Cheer! Cheer over there. Now yours has got hard salt on it. You don't have a lot of meat.
See that? You didn't put them on both sides of mine.
Well, remember, just hit your side, because I don't like that much dark salt on mine. I like a little bit, but not much. If you cook it on one side, I'll put a little garlic on ours on the other side. Not until it's cooked.
That's the reason why I like to come over here. And camp. Get the meat from this side of the mountain is about 10 times better than what we can get on the other side. We buy steaks over there, and it's tough, you can't even meat them. And with meat markets, they have over on this side of the mountain. Handles about some of as good a meat as you'll ever put in your mouth. That old goofus drinking it up there. I don't know if she knowed that what he was drinking. Well, she'd can us all.
Somebody drinking champagne.
Drinking raspberry champagne, living it up. So I'm gonna cut it off now until we get our steaks done.
Your
Anyway.
meat's cooking.
As I told you some time ago, see when we were quiet, most of the people coming were sticking way the hell out with the meals that we get into in our camp. night we hope to have a big mess of fish. Merton get busy and catch them afterwards. We're gonna go from here to back over to the gorge. See if we can get some mess of fish for the weekend. We got a lot of pictures of on the trip that I intended to, what I come for, and maybe this evening after supper, drive on the mountain and get some more pictures. How's the deer?
Mighty funny.
Maybe this sure is making you hungry to watch us eat. It seemed like we do more eating than anything else in the pictures, and we'll cut her off until another time. We just got through with our supper here, and we'll rest a little bit, and then we'll get out here and jog some of her down, maybe make enough room for some more. But we'll take another trip up on the hill and get a picture of a few more deer, maybe in a different position. So we'll cut her off. Dorothy is feeding the birds here. Usually they'll come right up on your hand and take it. They come right up on your hand, and they call them camp robbers. Well, we made it back home. This is Sunday the 25th, and the reason why we come in a day early is because there's so many people at the gorge we couldn't even find a place to camp, so we just come on home. Tomorrow we'll be going down and take some pictures of the graveyard. So we're going to cut her off on one of the short 87. So I'm going to take a picture of the grave yard, and also I'll get close-ups of Bueller's, Paul's, and Homer's grave, and also Bueller's boy. If I can find Bueller's, it's right along here somewhere. This is Bueller's grave. That's Curtis's grave. No, that's Mark's there. We've got two of the finest looking people that I've seen in a long time.
Hello, honey.
Sitting here in the car. Lord have mercy. Hazel and Leaf Beckman. It's Curtis's grave.
How come you moved here and you were over there?
Because this is the only place at that time. Paul's and Homer's grave right down there about where Dorothy's walking yonder now. So I'll get down and get a picture of their grave.
Yeah, from you cook cow. That's where it started. Yeah, it does. This part of it.
This is Kling's grave. This here's Paul's grave here. '76. This 69. The wind's blowing pretty hard here today. It's colder than the son of a gun. Dorothy's humped up over there like a frog in a hailstorm. This is the old guy that is May 29th of 87. And so you see the peak in the background yonder. I was wanting to get up there and get a picture of from up there this way. And you can see plumb out into the bay, west, all the way into Canadian border north, and east you can see to the Rainy Pass. And it's about a prettier place as you'll ever get. But boy, she is a steep road getting up to it. But we've had so much clouds and whatnot. You see the mist between here and there that was supposed to have a big storm in here. Well, it's starting right now. And Lee and Winnie come by yesterday going up to the gorge. And so Dorothy, she had kidney infection. We didn't get to go up with them this trip. But I hope to get some more pictures on this thing so that they can bring it to you. And I think that you guys will enjoy every second of it. It's a lot of the country that you've already been on, and like going up to the gorge and Diablo, and you can see with the dirt pile that we've got spread out back here behind, we've got just about got our house back under control. Looks like somebody lived here beside a bunch of damn Tony. Got our foundation in with these strips that we have got them painted in. I'm afraid this wind's going to have a hindrance on you, on the boys, but I don't think it'll bother us too much. So we're going to go over to Davy Cook's now. It's a relative of ours. Get some pictures of her. She's up in her late 80s. So that's an old work car yonder. I'll give that to somebody in another year. But I've got to get rid of some. Dorothy, we're kind of in the process of getting a Ford Bronco with an automatic. I don't know if we will or not, but we're going to talk about it so that she'll have something to drive, or can drive. So she's going.
You're not very smart to talk about anything.
Well, how about you? What you done, and what you ain't done, and
broke leg.
and how long you
Slipped
been
down there in the carpet center.
wheelchair fast, Marvell? 7 years?
I don't know.
Not 7 years, 6, 7 years, or longer, have
No, it's been longer than that, but I just never kept track of it because I guess I didn't want to know.
Yeah. Well, I think you're coping with it good, if not better, than anybody else that could be in your position.
I tried to.
And a lot of people give up and get out of it. Dorothy, she was down for quite a few years too, wasn't she?
Yeah, and she just stubbed up and wouldn't go nowhere.
Yeah, you're on.
Well, I guess I'm doing more talking than anybody else. Come on, Mick, tell us a big bear tale or something.
Ain't much I got to tell. I broke my darn leg. And I think 6 weeks is supposed to be well.
It ain't gonna get well, or you're gonna break it again
No,
if
no.
you don't stay off of it.
No.
Oh, I know just got to how you feel, old Mick. Now, when I had that pneumonia in '69, the doctor didn't want me out of the hospital, but I insisted, and I went back and stayed another 3 months.
They was going to put a body cast on me here in the round. Smith said, my God, said he's had enough of that. Says, let me think. He said, I'll leave. I'll be back pretty quick. He come back with this contraction.
As long as you don't get out there and try to make I've told you and told you and told you. I know I'd probably be the same damn way if I was in your shape. You want to go ahead and do it yourself. But any time that you got anything to do, nobody around to help you, up there's the phone. If I'm at the house, just holler.
You know, I got a Wayne's going to take the man over in this lodge and finish the carpet.
Yeah.
That poor lady,
He went into the carpet center to look at
all that
carpets, and I was sitting in the car waiting for them.
slipped in that cement and I know it.
Well, you ain't as young as you used to be, Mick, and plus your surgery and whatnot.
Oh, I'm
You'd
just
already been
about,
off the
a bionic man.
19.
An awful lot of iron.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get a hold of your mom, go over and see if she ain't in bed, and I want to get her on it too. And anytime you want to take a look at it, you don't have VCR, do you?
No.
Anytime you want to look at it, why, you know where the house is, and I can reverse that now and look at it right through it if it's only small. It's in black and white too. But,
He took pictures of Ryan and
well, I
Robert.
can, if you're not able to come over and you want to look at them, I can bring that deal over here and you hook it right up to your TV and show it on it.
Well, Nicky, he's got
I
one.
think he's got one.
At New York, and he's the same size as his.
Yeah, all VCR.
Doesn't make any difference what size it is.
A VCR is a VCR.
Yeah, but there's different size tapes.
Yeah, but the VCR though is the big tape, 120. And this here is this little tape just like that, and then you would put it in that and an adapter, and it makes it out to the big size tape.
Oh,
Ryan, he came up and he says, could I have that tape and take it home one minute and look at it? And you erased it. I mean, he couldn't get him to talk or nothing, you know, he was writing his bio, you know.
So
He wanted
we'll go on over there and get some of her. And if it gets to where that you can get back out on your feet,
should be on him in
you
6
come around the house there someday, and her in your wheelchair, why, we'll get some more of it. I'd like to get you and the kids together, Nick and his family together. And
Yeah, we'll do that sometime next time.
You know, I'll have to get healed up. I got 6 weeks ago. and
Oh,
broke it
might as
yesterday.
well take you that way, 'cause that's where you're going.
okay, we'll cut it off for now until another time with Mick and Larbell, and we'll.
You can go ahead and talk.
Davy, what I'd like for you to do, if you don't mind to, is tell them what, if you don't mind to, tell them what happened to Shirley and Charlie and your age and something like that, you know. For one of these days, I'm going to go to Tar Heel, and whenever they come to this, they're going to say that, well, there's a little sweet little old gal that I used to know back there. Okay?
Okay.
Nancy, you keep quiet now and don't say a damn word.
You should hear me on that thing. I sound
Oh, my God.
You want me to be a talking now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just go ahead and
anytime.
talk, it's
Whatever,
on.
now, whatever you say, you better not do no cussing, or it'll be on there and it'll tell you
Well,
about
you
it.
already told them, so I guess that I've never swore a word in my life, and I wouldn't commit now to swear.
No.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was-
sometimes it slips out on us.
No, it don't with me.
Yeah, it's just a habit I got, I guess. That I shouldn't talk like I do sometimes, but
He started it in 1949. He never said a swear one bit till 1949. He went to the woods down, working in the woods
Well, I
down
lost
in the
my husband up on the job, and my son got burned up there. Then I lost Dalton a few years later, and Dorothy a few years after that, and just me and Lardell left.
how many years has it been since you and Shirley married? Do you have any idea? Or when did you get married? We'll put it that
When
way.
you was 21, 19, he was 19, and you'll be 86, so.
1986, that'd be, my brains ain't that, don't work that good.
I don't look tall anymore.
Mine don't work much.
Well, you're looking good. Everybody is saying you're just ready to
He looks better.
go down
than
the
she
road,
did.
but boy, you're looking good for your age and this condition you've been in.
Yoga pants, you know.
We have no pick it up for you.
Now we just grab anything we can get a hold of and write on. We don't want to write that.
This is a
86
recipe.
and 19. Um, seven and 67 years. 67 years ago when you got married.
Yeah, it was 65 years ago in March. Wasn't it? 20th of March.
That's right. 67 years. And it's been, 10 or 15 years since they got, longer than that.
Told Daddy and Charlie
Yeah.
got killed when I was 16.
That was 57, wasn't it? No, 53 or 4. I just went to work at the cement plant.
50. He's down here in 52.
Now, you've got, no, you don't have any brothers or sisters, no, Winton.
I
Went
went 35 years ago.
35?
35 years ago, and his coming
I
through the-
thought
Gee
I thought
whiz.
it was that because we hadn't been here that long.
And Winton's the only one, ain't
Yeah. And he's 2 years older than I am.
he? And he's 68.
70.
70, 80, 80.
8.
88?
60, 70, 80, at least we got there.
Took us a
Oh,
while.
okay, I thought you said 76 a while ago.
No, she's
That's-
80.
86,
You'll be
88.
You'll be 86 the first day in November.
How long has it been since you've been back to Tar Heel?
10 years.
10 years?
Me and Mickey went. You're going to the store. How long will you be gone? Now, don't stay too long. You have to take her home. Her and Mickey went when Mickey was 16.
That's right, I remember that.
No, it's been 11 years, because Mickey will be 27. Daryl's 27.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been 11 years in August.
he was 27.
Okay, let me tell what date this is, and go ahead. This is the 6th month and the first day of 87 at Katie Cook's house, and this is her and her daughter, Laura Bell, which I got the picture of the other night. So I wanted to try to get everybody's picture in the community and put it on a family, not a family tape, a remembrance tape. No, if I ever go back to Tar Heel, I want to get if Glenn Hughes is alive, I want to hunt him up and let him take a look at
I
No,
don't
no.
think he'll be alive. He'll be dead of old age.
it. Well, maybe he will be, and maybe he won't.
He's-
Maybe Winton will be. You don't know. I hope to go back next year. And anyway, I want
Or
to
I
thank.
wanted to have been nice if you could have gone down to Graydale's Saturday evening and all of that bunch down there.
Oh,
What was that?
Glaydale and Evelyn's husband, Grady and Candler and their families.
I didn't know.
Mama.
What in the world did you call me?
Me and Nick was gonna go, and Mickey up and broke his leg again. So,
Anything like that coming up, let me know. And I'd like to go take the pictures. Has Chandler been over to visit you very much?
never does come.
That's what I told Dorothy the other day. Well,
He's not using his Christianity what he should.
You know, Mr. Christ is talking about his religion in there with his breakfast somewhere. Well, I says, I don't put much faith in his religion.
no.
I says, I know how he's done that thing's on the here, and it
That's all right. Go ahead and talk.
I says,
Truth's the truth.
I don't put much faith in his religion. I says, I know how he lived before he commenced that.
Right.
And I says, every time I hear him go talk, I think of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
And I
Katie,
think he's got people fooled.
anybody can change, Anybody can change.
Yeah.
If you,
They
maybe you,
change, but they can show it too.
Maybe
That's
they-
right.
maybe-
And his duty is to come and visit you.
Yeah. He hasn't been here since his mother gave him orders to come and see Mama before he went back home before she died. That's the last time he's been here. And he promised to come right back when he got home.
I'm not against religion,
I ain't either.
but I rather, live a sinner than to be a hypocrite.
That's the way me, Dorothy. And there's more hypocrites goes to church than there is hypocrites that stays at home and tends to their own business.
Right.
okay,
I'll give you that.
I'm gonna cut it off now. and I'm gonna try to get Laura Bell's family, not family, son and his family in on this too, so I'll have their relation right together. And I want to thank you again, Cavey.
Boy, we're seeing 4 pretty balls this morning.
Oh, hell. Where at?
Right up past Camp 18.
Oh. I've not been able to see any elk yet, run into any elk yet. Okay, now you're getting your picture tuck, buddy. It's what you've been wanting for a long, long time. This is Laura Bell and Mick's son and grandkids. Tell us what your name is, Ryan. Come on, talk it a little bit. This is May the 2nd of '87.
June the 2nd.
June the 2nd. What am I talking about? Well, I'll be son of a bitch. That's all right. I'll get him and him a walking.
Come say hi. Say hi.
And Mick's wife's maiden name was Inslee, Amos Insley's girl. Who knows? One of these days somebody might be looking at that and say, well, there's Grandpa and Grandma. You never know.
Move a little bit, bro.
You know, I was what I'd been told about poor old Cavey, that she was pretty well known to weather, but she was pretty spirit last night.
She's doing a lot better than she was last week.
Yeah.
A lot better.
So I had a good
She had
conversation with her.
a couple bad weeks last week.
Hey, Ryan, go get go get brother, son. Go get brother. Go get him. And then you can say, whenever I get this tucked, you can look at yourself. Go pack him out here, can he?
Yeah, it's rain.
Bring him on back over here. Wave at the picture, son. Wave at Grandpa. Grandpa's wanting you to wave at him. Come on. You wait till you see yourself. You just wasn't nowhere told about that broad in the picture. Talk just a little bit for it. Say hi, Grandma.
What's your name? How
Hey,
do you spell your
Fletcher.
name? How old are you?
I
Huh?
couldn't believe how good the mic works on them.
Huh?
Oh,
How old are you?
pick
Picks
every,
up just as clear.
I'll get you in there, Grandma.
No, don't do that, please. I got my painting clothes on. I don't like to.
He caught me sitting in wrong and tearing my underwear. I just got all the bathtub.
Daryl got him sitting on the toilet.
No, he didn't get a picture of me. He just come when I.
Daryl, his daddy's sitting on the toilet. Wave at the camera. Say bye-bye. Say hi, Papa and Mama. Grandpa, Grandma. What happened to you? Huh? Skinned your head, ain't ya? Did your brother die?
Give him my love, sweetie. Okay, I'm gonna cut it off of you now. And next scene I hope to have out on top of the mountain, looking back this way. Okay, this is June 3rd on Lyman Hill, and it's quite a
beautiful day, evening here, and I think we're going to be able to get some pretty good pictures out of it. This is the mountain you can see from my house, and right there is where we live now. You can see our house in the farthest one over next to the river yonder. And you can see how the old Skagit cuts her way through this. And you can see the destruction of the, not destruction, the logging that is being took place, and to get rid of just about all the old growth timber. You can see in yonder how they're taking it off there now. The old Skagit is just like a snake crawling. She's got so much force on her that she just cut her way here, yonder and about. And you can see we're looking out towards the bay now. This is Dorothy and Daryl and the baby and his wife. Come on over here, let me get her on around.
Get her on close to the bank.
Yeah, they look like it's right.
She's quite hazy this way, but but maybe we can pick her up here and see. We're looking right towards Woolly now, and saltwater is just on the outer pass way through that haze. Now Highway 20 is right where you've seen that flicker there in the picture, and it goes right up through this farmland, and right down in here is another logging operation. It started on the second growth, and you can see the towers that's sitting yonder. They're getting all the green stuff. You can see where he's logged yonder too. Yonder, that's Highway 20 where we come up from.
That's Cameron's now.
Oh, that's right above the house.
Some hecacious farm fields in there, and most all them farms was cleaned up by horsing and wagon. Did you hear that there? Just a buck snored up there on the hill. That's up towards the gorge on her. So I hope to, if it's pretty over the weekend, is get into the upper portion of the Baker and get some pictures from up there. And over the weekend. Well, this young timber that you see here, it's only about 4 or 5 foot tall. They have hand planted that, and acres and acres of it. Well, this is the second time this has been logged, and if they'd hand planted it back like they did now, why they would be all kinds of commercial timber, but they just let it reseed itself. And most of this stuff that they just now logged was just scrap stuff, went for pulp more than anything. So we're going to cut her off now, and I hope to have you some pictures of the Baker next. Here we are back off of the mountain down at Daryl's house. And those trees there are asburns that we brought in from east of the mountains, and they're about 4 or 5 years old. Boy, they're really nice. So hopefully our next picture taking will be up in the Baker. It's pretty this weekend.
Christopher! Oh, if you ain't a hunky door, I don't know why.
Uh-oh. That went.
What about that?
There's my clothesline.
Well, it's all right.
Better than nothing.
This is May, June 4th of '87. Headed to the Baker, up into the Baker Lake country. And if the storm don't come in, I hope to get you some pictures of the big cedar. And if it don't, if the storm does come in where we can't go, we will make it at another time. Got my 2 little old mean offsprings in the vehicle with. No, I know you're not mean. You're just a good boy, ain't you?
And my grandma.
And he talked to something like a Tar Heel. So hopefully we'll have a good outing up here with them. I enjoy having a little punks as much as I did having my own. And raising them. I have put a lot of time up in here with all 3 of them. You'll see some discoloration in the road here, which looks like it's white. This road was built out of crude oil out of Canada, which the sulfur hadn't been extracted from it as much as what we use down here. And you can sure smell the sulfur in it. The mountain you see in the background yonder, I hunted for 17 years, raised all 3 kids in there till they got up big enough to go, and on their own to hunt. And we got our deer out of there opening weekend every year. But I've only been to it one time, and I killed a deer up there since they logged it. And it don't even look like the same country as it did. It's big old growth timber, big meadows through it, grass full up to your knees. One of the prettiest places you'll ever hunt, but I probably won't hunt it no more. Or maybe whenever I retire, ain't got nothing else to do, I'll go into it. Alright, we're coming up to Brandy Lake. And for years and years I fished, got your face on come fish, fly fishing. And anymore they took the fresh stream out of it, and it's so muddy now that you can't eat the fish, so I won't even fish it anymore. It's excellent fly fishing. Catch some nice fish out of it. That sign that you see beside the road there, I set that in there with a crane about 10 years ago. This used to be one heck of a place. They trucked the logs into right here dumped them in the lake, and they separated them and put them on log cars and shipped them to their destination. Right here's where Bueller passed away at. I'll show you up there where he struck her. And I think Mark drove on down to here to get help. But she was already gone when the medics come here. This is from what he tells me, right along up here somewhere where it hit her. And her last words was, she told Mark, she said, Lord God Almighty, Mark, I'm getting numb all over. And she just slumped to the end of her seat. And he made it on down there to that intersection. Somebody called a medic team. She was gone up before they even called. That old Mount Chuxton back yonder in the background. On the back side of that, where we're going to the camp. But it'll be up the valley. This road here is a scenic road comparison to what we used to drive up here. It does look older. You couldn't get over 20 miles an hour out of it before they put this road in here. You used to go right up right here. I'll put my finger on first time I come up here, I come up with Dorothy's uncle cat hunt in the winter months. The first winter I come here. And we got right up here. There was over a full foot of snow right up through here. And the snow was so hard that you couldn't even make an entry in it. So we just turned around and went back home for cut the dog feet up. And we caught a lot of game up in here. Coming up on another one of Dorothy's whoopee places, she says.
John, you go through that. Crazy.
Oh, we've had a lot of fun in this old country. And I probably won't take another picture of this, but I want to tape it from the beginning, from home all the way up through here, and so I can sit back and look at her later. And I think you guys will enjoy it. But when you guys was in here, up here, it wasn't like this. The road wasn't in here like it is now. Oh, it's the speed limit's only 50 miles an hour, but you can do 70 on it and be safe. And they didn't build this road for. You're going to put a ski resort in, what it is, and that's the reason why this is a federal government want to put the road in here. Maybe state taxes help do it, but mainly federal funded. And to the right yonder, I have logged that in the first part of the 70s when the cement thing come down. Right out here, I had a neighbor, he's dead now.
wonder he hadn't died a long time ago. Right about where that guardrail is ahead of us yonder, he was sitting here eating dinner when I come by. And he had about a 10, 12-year-old boy, and he was out there kicking snowballs around. I said, what are you doing, Jim? Well, he said, I'm eating my dinner, and then I got to go on into Lake Shannon after my dogs. They crossed the road here and went into Lake Shannon after a cat or something or other. But he was going to go in with them. And he had a quart of dill pickles, a quart of hot peppers, a quart of moonshine. That's what he had for his dinner. And right back there where we started that conversation, from there out to the next bridge out here is where we always loaded our dogs. For if there was any wild animals traveling at all, right here is their crossing ground. They'd go to the lake or come out of the lake and go back into the hill. And numbers and numbers of times we strike a bear, coon, or cat, and have struck a cougar there, but never did catch up with it. And we're coming into Watkins County now, and this little stretch of timber right here is the some of the old growth that hasn't been cut yet. It's Forest Service. And if Artie and Clyde and them looked at this is the road where we turned and went up to under Mount Baker on the snow, and on that creek we caught that big mess of fish on, which is Sulphur Creek. Right here down to the bottom of the hill down here, which I'll indicate when I get to it, I put in a many hour running up and down this road here trying to stay warm. And the dogs off in the canyon yonder are running and waiting for the cat to come up out there. But he'd finally wear them out. The dogs would have to quit and come out. So we'd stay until the dogs come out there. It might be 10 or 11 o'clock at night when they come out. We'd stay with them so somebody else would pick them up. And we're fixing to come around on old Mount Baker. I don't know what she's going to look like this evening. And look right up at her. It's going to be hazy, so I wanted to go up on one mountain here and get a picture of the whole valley, which Ernie and Wilma went with me that time, and I think they've got snapshots of it. I have, but I'd like to get it on tape if it's halfway decent. When it's hazy like this, it don't come out as good, but it's good. There. They've been a burning slash burn all night.
There she is.
She ain't no good.
Look, there it is there.
She got a cap on her.
You guys are
A lot of haze.
That's Mount Baker, Todd.
We're coming up to where you turn down to Baker Lake now, the mouth of Baker Lake. This is the Coma Caution Ranger Station.
Take a picture of that.
You can see Mount Baker yonder now. got a cap on.
Kill a cloud of snow.
Old timers claim that whenever she got a cap on her like that, she's gonna storm within 3 days, so I hope they're wrong. If it storms, well, we'll just go back home and come back at another time. Maybe not, you won't get it on this tape if we don't get it going up in the big cedar. Now this is where Mount St. Helen was before it erupted. And now you can't even see not one piece of the roads that was built at that time. They built the road back over the top of the dirt debris that was dumped on the original roads. And so Mount Baker could do the same thing, but I think that it would burn it. It'd burn the country up. For the road on Mount Baker is so open that it never would flow as much as Mount St. Helen did. It'd be lava flow. And it just burned the whole country up. In the late part of the 60s there, she got everybody pretty well worried about her. She melted all the snow over this side and it smoked just like a freight train full of fog. Right here is Sandy Creek, and me and Ron and 50s and 60s caught a many a fish out of. But I've tried it since then. We had a flood about 72, 73, somewhere along there. And I think it took all the fish out, and the game department just never stopped her back. And there's no need of us wanting to catch a mess of fish. That guy's done already caught them all. We made, me and Bert made 6 trips up here in 2 weeks. And there's only 2 times that we didn't limit out. That's this year. But after the lake gets up full, it's hard to catch them. Come on, Todd, talk just a little bit, sweet man. I just hope that my voice don't chitter as bad on this tape as it did on the last tape that I took over east of the mountains. I've alternated my stand quite a bit, and it don't look like that there's near as much vibration in it as what there was when we was over there. Time I come up here cat hunting by myself, and back over that hump there, there's a tree in the road. It's about 2 foot of snow, some big snow that night before. So this tree was in the road, so I cut 3 trees out and got out to work, look over that hump, And I bet there's 25 trees from there down through that saddle that was across the road, and I just turned around and went back the other direction. I threw here some of the big old growth timber, but it's not near as big as that is. Hopefully we'll get two up on the baker. And Murray brought his tape along with him, and we'll tape it out and tape it around it, and then we'll try to figure out how many board feet's in it.
You guys see the paper that's in the paper? There's a lady that lives, oh, well, let's forget how long the lady lived, how long is the oldest city you live. I'll tell you, 106, 114. So, like,
Right here on this creek is the only place that I've ever been lost in this country. We got after a barn, it went towards the river, and this is Boulder Creek that comes right out of the baker. You can see how you get around there to it. You can see how yellow the creek is. And anyway, the dogs went towards the river, the big river, Baker River, and so I followed them in there, and after I got down there, they went on way on down the river, and I was going to come back and get the vehicle, going out and go down into them again. But I headed for this creek, the roar of the creek, and when I got to the creek, it was the river. And so I thought I was coming up out there when I was going the opposite direction. What is it? I bet he ain't had no supper. You haven't had no supper yet, have you, sweetie?
Yeah, they ate.
Let's see what his problem is. Right. You want a paw?
Open one, I can drink some of it.
Okay, don't
We'll all three
I'll
drink
drink
it.
one too.
they're not spilling over.
Okay.
Right there on that straightaway, old Lee Raby was up here with me one time, and we got after a cat way back up in here to the left. And so they come down here and crossed the road and went towards the river, and walked right out in front of old Lee up here, and he shot it with a 22. So I've got that on 8mm tape.
Well, you will find us must be on this seat.
I know I was hot, so I'm just here.
All right, here, get you a drink.
Yeah.
It's thirsty. That's what's the matter with it.
I can't see anything.
Woo, that lady's full.
Yeah, she's full.
Yeah.
Completely full. I can't have a drink. I think Gramps wants a drink.
This is pretty comfortable.
Yeah, it is.
It ain't very cold.
Well, the refrigerator must not be doing no good.
How long has it been in there?
Well, see, it kind of melted when, all day.
All day.
Kind of melted when that power went on.
Oh. This is Parks Creek here. I've never fished it.
Here, get your
I've fished some of its tributaries, but not the park itself. Right out here is Swift Creek. on the headwaters of that, there used to be a lean-to in there. And that's where we go to and camp and fish the creek. Oh, I've caught rainbow out of there, half as long as your leg. Now we're going to hit the gravel portion here. We've got about 10 miles to go. Oh no, we ain't got that much.
Oh, why don't you cut it off?
4 or 5 miles to go. So I'm going to cut it off until we get to the upper end. We've got Baker Lake here, right here on the right. Looks like it's completely full today. I have cut this road through right here. The road used to go down around to the right, underneath this here. It's an underwater now. They built her up here on the hill. We come up there last year, and it was late like this in the evening, and I wouldn't turn around and go back, and it just freshly dust oiled the road from where we hit the gravel all the way through to the end. And I come on anyway, and the road's slow, but I didn't drive slow enough. It took me a month to get the tar off the side of my truck, motorhome. Right here is where we put in the lake the other day to go fishing. That last portion of the fishing spree. In the 50s and 60s, before our deer disappeared, there's no way that you could make this trip up here without having to stop for the deer to get out of your way. And you can see that we've come the whole way to this afternoon and ain't seen nothing. So when we first started coming up in here hunting this road didn't even exist. There was a road up over the mountain, farther up on the mountain than this, to come across. It's just a one-way road. You come in right out here. And that's the way they took most of this timber out of here, around that old road. And then after the dam come in, well, they built these old roads in.
He's looking for deers, Grandpa.
This road right here, if it ain't washed out, I ain't been up here this year. If it ain't washed out, it goes right up and under Mount Shookston, a big snow-capped mountain that I've seen first started up here. And this creek, if it ain't too full, we might get a mess of fish out of it tomorrow. It ain't bad at all. We'll try it, see if we can get a mess of fish out of it tomorrow. It used to have plenty of fish in it. Them plot that you brought out here, Tommy, poor old Homer's women. There's a big old cedar snag right here above the road, and they treat game coon in that cedar snag. Just seen the
We got the out in the
milepost there, and it's 25.
Yeah, Dad. He's talking on the camera.
Where you gathering about?
Don't try to talk to him on this.
Here.
Todd is
Hey, what's the matter?
talking to Murray back here on the CB.
Don't not be talking to me like that. Don't say that he's talking to me.
Well, I was talking to you, but you wouldn't answer.
Yes, I will listen, Candy Moss. But we have to, time ago, we didn't want you talking, and you started talking. Yeah, loud. What is that? What the heck was saying?
Say, do we have any snacks when we get the can?
Yeah, there's snacks when we get to, camp.
Won't you be quiet, huh?
Why don't you? Yeah,
They closed that road.
Just keep squalling.
No wonder, look at the creek.
Oh, no.
Look at the creek.
Why the creek's up so high?
Ah, yes, a little bit.
We just going back. Camping out in the boonies?
No, we're going right out up to here.
We are camping at the boonies, Mark.
Be quiet.
You done what?
Hang up. Hang up.
You did what?
Now shush
That's enough.
Well, come up and get a hold of you.
I see that they got a road closure sign out there. The river has, it used to be way over against the mountain yonder. She's cut herself all the way across and come across here.
Now can go down there.
This is the first time I've been up here since last year.
We're going to be right next to a creek. But if it's big, you don't want to be around it.
I bought a Jeep pickup in 56 and had a winch on it. And that before these trees here was planted. These are hand planted cottonwood. But anyway, there was a bit, so I had cedar sales through here, and I made enough money off of that cedar one summer to pay for the Jeep. There was big cedars in here that was 4 and 5 foot on a stump, and it blowed down and partial covered up, you know. So we're about up to our destination where we're going to camp, and then the trailhead will take off from there.
We're still going through the boonies.
Will we get to a place where we won't be in the boonies?
It's in the open.
What do you mean?
Open space. See, we're coming to the creek.
Click? It's not a click.
You're going to camp down here where it won't be there. We'll have to. There's
Somebody up there.
somebody up there. That's Forest Service. I bet they're cleaning the. Well, we'll stop here and take a look, and then before we go on down there.
Okay.
You see what that old river has done here? She just goes from mountain to mountain. You see how she's brought rocks in out of the back country on her and piled them up down here. My indicator shows me here that I'm just about out of tape on this one tape, so I'm going to have to hurry up and talk fast here, and then I'll put another tape on. But I'll get some pictures on this. You can see this mountain here is usually covered with goats. We might get to see them before we leave here, but they're usually goat all over that hillside. And see the timber in the background, Jonah. You'll see two different colors of timber. A dark green and a light green. And the dark green is the light green is the cedar, and the other is hemlock. Now this is Forest Service country here, and it's doubtful where it'll ever be logged. So I'm going to have to put another tape on from right at the end of this one. Now, hopefully I can get it on your tape that I'm sending to you.
I wish I got some of them.
We didn't eat supper before we left the house, so we're going to